Good evening, people. Sorry I'm running a little bit late, but sometimes I have to work for a living. My name is Reuben Harris. I've been a resident of the school district since '81. My daughter started at Boulevard Elementary School and attended all of Shaker schools throughout. She's had a good experience. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Matter of fact, can you hear me without the mic?
Will you be able to get it though?
Better with the mic.
Better with the mic because we're recording.
A little bit of feedback. How's that?
Great.
Okay. My daughter's story, Aida, she got an excellent or great education in the Shaker school systems. She was on the merit roll maybe once or twice, and all the other times she was on the honor roll. She was one of 43 National Merit and/or Achievement Scholars in her senior year. And she took maybe 1 or 2 CP classes. So the others were either honors or AP classes. She was in the orchestra, Latin, Greek classes, calculus, student government, score, math, sisters, etc. She tried to obtain and taste all that Shaker had to offer. Unfortunately, in 8th grade, and I think again in 11th grade, she had 2 science teachers who felt that she was not a strong science individual and perceived science as not a strength of hers. She's gone on to get a master's in biomedical science and last week a master's in anesthesiology at Case. So sometimes what we see is the tip of an iceberg, but we don't see the iceberg. So sometimes our perceptions can lead us in the wrong direction. But sometimes we should choose not to do harm to students, if it can at all be avoided. She accepted academic scholarships at Denison, was accepted to Brown, Mount Holyoke, etc. I mention these not to tout her horn or my horn, but to say that I stand before you a person who appreciated what Shaker had to offer, but not everyone partakes of that excellence or has an opportunity to partake of it. Sometimes Shaker can be viewed as having 2 schools, like the tale of 2 cities, the best of times and the worst of times. How many of you have or have had sons go through Shaker schools? Just by show of hands. Son. I'm prejudiced. I don't want to talk about girls anymore. I want to talk about women. So most of you. My question to you, a rhetorical question, should a system be deemed great or excellent if a significant or of the students are missing by the 12th grade? Half of the black males entering 9th grade disappear by 12th grade historically. Now, most of you probably thought Shaker was a great or excellent experience for your child. I'm assuming. Is that correct? Incorrect? How would you feel if half of your kids did not make it through 12th grade? Would you still feel that system was great, even though the other half had a great experience? Would that change your perception at all? Could you do me a favor, man? If you could pass out this item. If you could bear with me, I just want to do a quick exercise. There's a document being passed around. I'd like you to read it. If you've seen this exercise before, don't participate. I know all of you have either bachelor's degrees or graduate degrees or PhDs, and you can read a paragraph. What I'd like you to do on that paragraph is just tell me how many F's are on that page. and no helping each other. We have monitors. And when you're done, just kind of look up or raise your hand and well now that I can proceed. Are we all set? Okay. How many, I'll give a count. How many see 1, 10, 2, 3, 4, 7, 6, 5, 10? Has everyone given their answer? There's one gentleman that perceives the world as the world is. There's 7. Unfortunately, I don't have one with me, so if I could grab one. Finish starts with an F. I hope I don't screw this up. File starts with an F. Of ends with an F. Scientific has an F. Of has another F. How many am I? 5. There's 6?
6.
Okay. Now can you see the word fly? At the bottom? F-L-Y? At the very bottom. Your fly is at the very bottom. Draw a line across these black spots here. Draw a line visually, and a line at the bottom, and you'll see F-L-Y. The point of that simple exercise, how we see the world and how the world is may not be exactly in mesh, because it depends on our perception, our history, and our point of view. So what I try to do in my life is to listen to others and see how they see the world before I form my views and opinions about the world. Because I may not see the world exactly as the world is. One more item. How do you spell education? Any volunteers? This is not no trick for this. That's one way to spell it. When I told my daughter growing up, you spell education F-R-E-E-D-O-M. That's a much more poignant definition of the word education, because without it, you won't have the freedoms in this country that you may wish and want to have. It was a trick question, but you did good. And there are other ways to spell it, such as sacrifice. My vision for the school system, simply put, is to allow all children, or all students, access to a world-class education. A simple vision, hard to implement. Goal, 2 goals. To improve outcomes of the disappeared, to enhance the outcomes of all students, and ask the question, why me?